Like I actually for the last
really motivating about hiking
that's
home.
like
And ending
getting dropped off and this road's washed out, this dude's stuck, but but they think we can make it. Whee! Again. Good morning. It's day 172. Literally recorded absolutely nothing yesterday. I took a 0 yesterday, which it's funny because I didn't do it with like deeper, thoughtful. There wasn't like some big mission behind the 0. It just felt like a nice idea. I had just done, 7 days out, and I actually wound up doing basically 4:30s in my first week back on trail, which is like not something that I was intending to do at all, but just kind of wound up happening because of, one day I did like a 29 because I was trying to set myself up to climb Katahdin in good weather. And then the day I did Katahdin, I did like a 28 because I went up the mountain and then basically just kept going on the connecting trails until I got to like the only viable campsite for the night. And then the next 2 days I did like a 27 and then a 29 because I was road walking. So, you're limited by what you actually have around you. Well, didn't get to keep my feet dry, but considering I'm doing this route to avoid fording dangerous rivers, who can be mad? And now the real question just is, I'm supposed to be reconnecting to this other road, but there's a gap in the map, so I'm just hoping that I can do it. Just got water, so yummy. All right, midday update. I'm like just shy of 12 miles in, which is funny because this like alternate was only supposed to be 7 miles, but because of like having to get dropped off at a road to access this section and having to connect my footpath to the AT so that I can pick up where I left off when I come back, I had to like walk out and back and down. So I'm 12 miles in, and I mean, possibly have 1 or 2 miles left. It kind of just depends. I'm just like gauging everything off Gaia. But so I'm almost done for the day. I've been insanely productive. I've written like 6 blog posts. I just have some editing to do, but I'm pretty much caught up to yesterday evening. So that was really solid. Been feeling really good today. I wouldn't say 100%. But considering how stiff and sore I was like last night and this morning and the night before, like today I'm moving pretty freely, pretty comfortably. And I actually haven't taken ibuprofen in 2 days. So maybe I should be taking that. I don't know, but I'm getting there, getting very close. It's nice to have some easy miles to catch up on stuff. And just like being able to go by these rivers, it's crazy how high the water level is at all of these, so I'm really glad that I didn't risk it today. I think things will be possibly still sketchy tomorrow, but less dangerous than, what I did today at least, or what I would have done today, so that's good. I'm excited to get back to Shaws and hang out for this barbecue summer solstice party. That'll be so nice. And then hike out tomorrow. If all goes well and all the rivers are like completely normal, I'll only be 23 miles tomorrow from Karatunk. So depending on the timing, I have 2 options. If I make good enough time, then I could stay at this like fish camp thing, but I'd have to cross the Kennebec, so I'd have to be there by 5, which is like definitely possible. And if not, I might stay at the Sterling Inn, as long as they're not crazy busy, which is just like a really nice hostel right before the Kennebec. So I'll just have to see what happens. Pretty. Pretty for a road. We actually did the same road walk in 2023 because I did whatever I wanted in 2023, but there's a reason that I did it this time, and that's the reason. These rivers are crazy, dude. All right, tagged the AT. Now I'm gonna backtrack, I think, to this trailhead parking just to make whoever picks me up make their life easier. I think it's maybe a good idea because I know they're gonna come this way. And there's like no place to pull off, I guess. All right. I think I probably literally added 3 or 4 miles to the Appalachian Trail by doing this alternate route. But I mean, there was like no elevation gain. 14 miles in 5 hours. I'm just sitting here. I was gonna walk down to that trailhead, but there's a dude parked there anyway, so no one would be able to pull in and turn around. So I'm just gonna hang out here and away. I think they should be here soon. So funny. 10 or 11 miles of trail turned into 14-mile road walk to avoid the rivers.
English teacher? Check that out.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I was just listening to something about him. A legend. Bubble boy. It's the most wholesome thing. Go, Indy, go. Yay. It's so fun, Indy.
Yeah. I like 8 years.
You're on the internet now. Look at all this stuff. Dude, I'm like most hype about those people.
So when you...
It's supposed to be. Baby.
Oh, thanks, babe. So good.
Getting dropped off again. We're back at this washout thing where the car was stuck. Go down here, I guess. This is so beautiful. Moxie Bald. Okay, can't really tell from here what it's gonna be like, but this is the first ford. I think I definitely have 2 today. I mean, that looks manageable. Let's find out. All right, made it across. The bottoms of my shorts got wet though, and I mean, my shorts are short. So it was deep, but it was not fast moving by any means. Okay, funny. So that one was like totally fine. It was like the most nerve-wracking thing is that the water is like colored by the leaves, and I know I look crazy. So it's really hard to tell the depth, and like obviously there's sections that are deeper than others. That was like bottom of my shorts like once or twice, but like very nice and slow moving. The worst thing is if it was moving faster. The rocks were really slick, but so that made me a little nervous because I was like, okay, I know I have 2 to do today, but then I just checked my map and realized the other one, which might have been a ford, it's not anymore. So this one I just did was the only one I probably have to do today. And unless it's like crazy rain sometime in the next week, it's probably the last significant ford I have to do on the AT in general, because it's really the sections north of here that have like the really bad river crossings. But it is really hard to fathom what that would have been like yesterday or the day before, because I mean, I took the day off yesterday and it drizzled like a little in the morning, but it barely rained. So I'm pretty glad I took the day off for so many reasons, but that's definitely one of them. The outlet of that river. I feel like the sign must be wrong, but maybe it's not. All right, day 174. Best part about today is that yesterday or the other day when I slack packed, went down like this crazy bumpy road that was like super washed out from the recent storm. There was actually a car on the road stuck, but we were able to get down and around it. But then Poet's four-wheel drive stopped working. So he was like, I'll totally take you back to the road, but I can't go as far down the road. So it was looking like this morning I was gonna have to add somewhere between 3 and 5 miles onto the day because I was gonna have to walk this road to connect to my footpath. But Cooper from the hostel drove me down there. And the cool thing was people had come in to get rid of that get the car out. Oh, there's so many bugs, dude. Someone had come in to like rescue their car, and in doing so they had to like flatten the trail out, so they actually wound up making it, or the road, so they wound up making it way better, so we were able to get all the way down, which is sick. So didn't have to add anything to my day. Love that. Yeah, so that was a good way to start. And not really sure what the plan is for today. Mileage wise, I would really like to go past Caratunkt and cross the Kennebec and go to like the Harrison Pond Fish Camp where this guy Tim works. Some people who watch my videos actually left me a resupply box there, and I literally met them yesterday, which was cool. They came to the hostel to buy some gear, coincidentally, because I think they're local to this area, and yeah, so I got to meet them, so that would be really cool. But the ferry across the Kennebec only runs from 9 to 11, which is not ideal. So tried calling this lady Cheryl, who apparently like charges to do after hour crossings of the river privately, but she didn't answer, so I like left a message, and haven't had service since, so there's a really good chance that's not an option. But if I'm not able to do that, really the only reason that that's a bummer is because like I could do 23 miles today, go into, not into Caratunkt, but go down the road to the Sterling Inn. Really nice place. Like I really wanted to stay there in 2023 so I could stay there. It's just a bummer that the ferry doesn't run until 9, so it'll be a super late start tomorrow, and it's just gonna be like hot, and I'm gonna have to get a ton of miles in. But I guess, I mean, it wouldn't be a later start than today, so that's true. But we'll see what I do. Midday update. Lots of little bugs, but they're not that bad. I'm just tired of them going in my nose and mouth. I'm like, I don't know, 15 or 16 miles in. So going to get to the road near Caratunkt right around 6, I think, or a little before. If I have service there, then I'm going to call this lady just to confirm that I can't, whether whether or not I can take a ferry tonight across. I'm getting bit. And if I can't, then, well, ideally, I'll have service either way so I can call the Sterling Inn to pick me up so I don't have to walk the mile or so down the road. But if I don't have service, I'll just start walking and hitching. And then I'll just stay there tonight because, I mean, I won't be able to take the ferry till 9 tomorrow. So I won't even have to get up and out of there early tomorrow, which is crazy. But either, I would be content with either, whatever works. It'll just happen how it has to. Ooh. All right, at the trailhead, so I might peek and see if it looks like there's anyone still by the ferry. I mean, I'm thinking it's pretty unlikely. I Garmin messaged the Sterling Inn, but I haven't really been standing still, so hard to say if they responded. But I mean, I imagine that's the most likely option. I'll probably sit still for a minute and try to hitch. I mean, I kind of want to go down to the river, but I don't really want to do 0.3 just for it to not be operating. And I don't see it though. There's a mouse that's living in it. In the All right, didn't see this one coming, but I did it. I just got a hitch insanely fast, within 5 minutes to the Sterling Inn, which is amazing. So I was thinking, yeah, I'm probably gonna be staying here tonight. Guy Eric, I think, is the same person from last time, but I got in there and told him, you know, I had tried to contact this lady Cheryl who does after hours shuttles across the Kennebec, and he just called her and she said, I can get you. So I just went across, and now I'm going to this fish camp. I have a box waiting for me there, and I'll probably stay in a room for the night, but this worked out so much better than I could have imagined. This was the best case scenario, but I just didn't want to get my hopes up. Right now I'm just thinking about, like, I'm in awe about what just happened and how perfectly today worked out. But more than that, like, if staying at the Sterling Inn, did a small part of me want to not be able to get across so I could stay at the Sterling Inn and sleep in tomorrow? Yeah, 100%. But the ferry across the Kennebec only runs between 9 and 11. So best case scenario, tomorrow I'd get there at 9. It would take 15, 20 minutes to get across. And then I would have to hike 3-4 miles to this Pierce Pond where this fish camp is, where this guy Tim works. And this lovely couple left me a box. So if I'd stayed at the Sterling Inn, the earliest possible that I could have been there tomorrow would have been 10 a.m. More likely 10:30. God forbid there's other people waiting to get ferried across and they get there before you. They have to go there and back. So I just saved myself so much time. And I'm only doing 4 miles more tonight than I was originally would have been doing if I stayed at the Sterling. And I think I still might get to stay in a bed. I think this guy has rooms, and Cheryl called him for me just now. So at least I called him this afternoon, but I said, I can only get across and get to you if someone takes me across the river at night. So I thought it was a good chance I'd see him in the morning. But yeah, it's just perfect. But so there's a chance that, well, he's expecting me now, which is amazing and makes me feel a lot better because it's like 7 right now. So I'll definitely get there before dark, which is great. I'm feeling really good. Today was wonderful. But yeah, like there's a chance I'll still get to check a lot of the boxes I would have anyway, like staying in a bed tonight. Like, sure, the Sterling Inn has like a giant freezer of ice cream and tons of frozen things to eat and resupply and drinks, like, and I didn't buy anything. I mean, like, yeah, I wanted a soda, I wanted a Gatorade, I wanted all kinds of stuff, but I was just like, I mean, this guy picked up the phone and was like, you ready to go right now? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go right now. So here I am. But I think the trail is like just a little gradual up all the way. So it shouldn't be too bad. And I'm excited to stay at this place. Damn. Swallowed a bug on candid camera. But apparently this guy makes amazing breakfast. So I'll definitely, if that's an option, I'm definitely staying for breakfast tomorrow and not rushing out because I'm already so ahead. And my hope is to be in Rangeley. Today's Monday. On Thursday, the guy Mike is a trail angel. He's reached out to me a bunch of times wanting to support, gave me tons of great information about New Hampshire, then wanted to help pay for some of my stay at Shaws. He was like so incredibly generous and helped so much. I mean, I was there for 2 weeks. So to get any support with such a big bill is incredible. And he did so much. It was incredibly kind of him. And then he came and we had lunch and got to meet. But I'm going to get to meet him or see him. He'll probably pick me up when I'm near Rangeley. So I'll stay somewhere and be able to like shower and do laundry and stuff, I think on Thursday, but I'm in a much better position to achieve that goal now than I was if I stayed at the Sterling Inn tonight. That's for sure. I can only assume. You know, this is kind of starting to come back to me. This worked out so well. Oh, there's lots of people here. This is so cool, dude. Huge thank you to Tim, who runs this place, and Miranda and Steve, who left my box here and told me to come here. This is amazing. All right, y'all. It's the end of the day. It's after 10 p.m. I made it. I got here like 8:15. I'm the only person here. Tim is so nice. Tim has operated Harrison Pierce Pond Fish Camp for 40 years. He's just a delightful person, really cool to talk to. He has a cute little dog named Charlie. And I don't know if I would have stopped here. Like, I didn't know in 2023 that this existed. But this couple, Miranda and Steve, they left a box of like resupply goodies here with my name on it. And because I got injured, like the box has been here for so long, which is just hilarious. And I actually got to meet them yesterday, which is so cool, at Shaws. yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. That was really neat. And Tim was just so nice. Let me come in. I'm the only person here, so obviously he could have had a nice quiet night to himself, but we hung out, we talked. He made me a piece of corn on the cob and gave me some lemonade, and he offered me all kinds of things, but I have plenty of food and stuff, so he boiled me water. I made a dehydrated peak meal that was in the box from Miranda and Steve, had that for dinner, and now I'm in this like teeny little cabin. I show some clips of it, but there's no electricity or anything. It's just like beds. And it's so hot. I mean, I'm not even pulling my quilt out. I'm just sleeping on this mattress, and there's pillowcases, but everything worked out today so well. Breakfast isn't until 7 tomorrow. I'm just gonna hang out and have breakfast. I don't even care. I wouldn't have been here until 10 or 10:30 tomorrow if I had taken the ferry and like had to wait for that. So I'll be 3 hours ahead of, the day, no matter what I do. And I think that this is just too good of an opportunity to pass up.